Hello, welcome back or welcome to the channel. I am so happy to have you here with me. Let's just dive right into this case study per usual. Remember to take what resonates, to leave what doesn't resonate for whoever it is meant for. So we're going to do a little pick a card reading here. And this is going to be a message from your inner child and a message from your higher self. Okay. Let me tap in real quick, just for a overall kind of channeled message. Hold on one moment. Okay. I'm seeing, this is interesting. I'm seeing a child playing with their toys, I want to say. I almost feel like I'm seeing a child painting. And I'm also seeing colored pencils and child drawing. Okay, the message I feel like that's coming out with this is there is a part of you that needs to connect with creativity or art in a way to allow your emotions and whatever is being subconsciously like held down to be seen and to be acknowledged, rather, is it feels more accurate. um and I'm almost seeing, like, I know this is going to be a message from your inner child and your higher self, and now I'm kind of seeing like a mother figure coming into this picture and kind of supplying you with whatever tool you need in order to release this creativity out of you. So it's almost giving me this impression that your extreme emotion, there's something profound about channeling it into something else, something that's creative. But this isn't to, like, you have to sell it or do this. It's literally what I'm seeing here. The feeling I'm getting with this is what enables you to acknowledge it and to also release it from yourself. Okay. All right, so next I will get into the 3 cards for your picker card reading. And remember that we're doing a message from your inner child and a message from your higher self. Okay. All right, this is what I have for card number 1, or pile number 1. All right, what does that say? Wonders of life. You never know what you will find. Okay, that's pile number 1. Pile number 2, we have don't worry, your time will come. Okay, don't worry, your time will come. Pile number 2. Okay, finally, pile number 3, we have release, trust your instincts, freedom. Release, trust your instincts, freedom. Pile number 3. All right, you can go ahead to your card selection or your pile in the description below. Hello there, pile number 1. How are you doing, my friends? Ooh, I love seeing all the green in this card that you chose. Okay, this feels so good. It feels so good to almost imagine the energy of being in this place, smelling all the smells, feeling, I almost feel like a little bit of a dampness and almost like a kind of a nice breeze, cool breeze, which is funny because it's really cold here, but for this picture, it feels really good. All right. Wonders of life. You never know what you will find. Okay, let me tap in real quick to see what message may come out just from what I'm sensing here. This feels like you don't want to release this emotion. It does feel like an emotion. Okay, but let's call it energy for the time being. That seems more resonant, even though, like I said, it does feel emotion. But because I'm saying energy, it would mean that it's not just emotion, okay? But it could be heavily related to emotion, and that's why that energy is also coming out more prominently. But it feels like you're scared to reveal it because you're not sure what's going to happen if you do. Like you don't want to acknowledge the feeling, almost as if you don't know what it's going to mean. Okay, so I want to see what your inner child wants you to know about releasing this. I see a treasure box, okay? It's really interesting because I feel like the release of this emotion through this creative process or through this release um, is I don't know if it's a financial treasure or what kind of treasure, but it is a treasure of a sort. Okay, one that would feel, I think, very fulfilling for you. All right. What does your inner child, pile number 1, want you to know? I'm hearing they want to be acknowledged. Okay, and so maybe when you were younger, it wasn't safe for you to express your feelings. What I mean by that is, if you are someone who's sensitive to emotion, if you are vulnerable with someone and tell them how you feel and they react angrily towards you, that can make you feel like it was wrong for you to do that. So I'm almost getting a sense of, again, like you were feeling like it was wrong to do this. But I'm getting the sense your inner child is like, I need this release. I need somebody to acknowledge the way that I'm feeling. And I think the reason it's wanting to come out through creativity, whether it's drawing or painting or knitting, it doesn't matter. It's wanting to come out. What am I seeing? It's like a valuable tool that you will add to your toolkit if you allow it to come out. But if you never allow it to come out, you can never work with it. Um, I'm almost getting the sense too, it might be a little bit messy at first and not make a lot of sense. But the more you allow this, the more it will make sense. All right. Can we please get a card here for the inner child for pile number 1? What does pile number 1's inner child want them to know? Have perception. It is. See, right away, it's giving me that feeling is like you don't think, it's like your perception is that if you acknowledge these feelings that you're having, like that's bad, or you're going to be judged, or like that's not the right thing to do. And not because you're trying to be like righteous by everybody else, but because you want to be good and true to yourself. There does seem like a little bit of I don't know if it's an ego thing, but almost like a protection thing. Like you releasing this makes you feel bad about yourself. And your inner child is like, that's just a perception. Can you please change your perception? Because that's not true. You releasing this with the butterflies around here, with this bird flying, it's like, no, this is transformative. Okay, this is powerful. So you being able to release this and acknowledge whatever it is, whatever emotion that you're going through, is going to be substantial for you. All right, let's see what your higher self has to say. It's like I just see this angel smiling. Yeah. Your higher self is like, it's the hermit, right? But I'm getting this like retreat, the moon. I'm getting the feeling like, look at the emotions, retreat into yourself and really feel what you're feeling. And I feel like once you do that, you can really channel that into something more positive. But you are being asked to really look at why I'm getting here. It's like, why don't you want to feel what you're feeling? There's a key that's going to come up for you as it relates to that. Can we see what that key might be? Can we see what that key might be for pile number 1? I'm noticing the 9. I think there's going to be an end to something. I think it's an end to you not allowing yourself the ease and grace that you give other people. It's kind of the impression I'm getting here. Yeah, what does pile number 1 need to see when they look inside themselves? What are they looking for when they look inside themselves? There's something here about you. What I'm getting is like, you have to release the energy. You have to move it. And so that's the feeling I'm getting, is that the reason you need to look within yourself, it's so weird to say it, because it's like, this is stillness and this is action. But it's like you need to look within yourself in order to see how to move forward. It's not just that. There seems to be like, this is you doing this is going to be something that you continually go back to. Like, this is an advancement of like, I'm almost seeing like an up level in your willpower. Okay, your ability to have motivation. Okay, almost like if you're feeling hurt, because this is going to teach you how to harness that energy for your own betterment. That's what I'm seeing for you when you can do all of this. So this is the message from your inner child and your higher self. I hope that helps. If you felt really resonant with this message, I encourage you to go to my PayPal or Venmo account located in the description box and donate whatever you feel as a form of gratitude. So I thank you for supporting me, and I hope this helps. Hello, hello, pile number 2. How are you doing, my friends? All right. What a beautiful card. Don't worry, your time will come. All right, let me tap in and just see what wants to come out initially. All right, this is giving me the feel of this whirlwind that you're in has to do with seeing a lot of people around you kind of receiving what you want, even though you've been putting in all the work. And so I'm not sure if you're like at your wit's end and you're like, okay, I'm just done. I don't want to do this anymore. I'm tired of not receiving the reciprocation. I do get the feeling here that that is going to change, right? I mean, that's the card you chose. Don't worry, your time will come. So it makes sense. But I think that this in part is why your inner child might be acting out right now, okay? A part of you, and again, I feel like this may stem from childhood where you were doing all of the things, but you weren't getting recognized for what you were doing, but other people were. It's interesting. I'm almost getting the sense of like, this is interesting. I'm almost getting the sense of like other people kind of rubbed your face in the fact that you weren't getting the accolades, so to speak, or the acknowledgement of what you had been doing. Okay. There feels like a message coming in here, but that was then and this is now. Okay, it feels like there could be sabotaging behaviors that come up around this time for you, and it could come up in many different areas of your life. But when you're doing everything and you're like setting the energy to bring in this manifestation, to bring this new existence or reality into fruition, if it doesn't happen fast enough, you start feeling as though, well, this is stupid. Why am I doing this? And you sabotage yourself a little bit. Okay. Um, so I think this is why your inner child is kind of gravitating you towards a healthy release of how you're feeling through some sort of creativity. Okay. For you, I'm actually almost seeing like physical movement, whether it's going for a walk, or it could be an intense exercise. It's really whatever your body feels. But I'm almost seeing for you, it's almost like the work's been done. You've been in alignment to bring this into fruition. So now it's kind of about finding some pleasure as you wait to receive the accolades or the manifestation of all the work that you've been putting in. Okay. All right. Now let's see. Let's see what your inner child, what message? Yeah, you're expanding. I feel like your inner child wants you to know that you are expanding. Whether it's coming or like whether you see it or not, you are expanding. This blue kind of gives me the impression of like you're expanding the mindset, you're expanding your expression. Okay. And I feels like hold on, let me, hmm. It's like your inner child wants you to know that there's magic coming. This is the feeling I get for you. It's like your inner child wants you to know that there is magic coming in if you just have some fun. Um, I'm kind of I'm kind of pulled to read the actual story that accompanies this card. Hold on. All right, my eyes were dry. I didn't even read this story, but right away I saw you'll see it when you believe it. And so I feel like that's your inner child is like wishing you to believe in the magic of what you are doing so that you can actually see it in your current reality. Right? All right, let's see what your highest self wants you to know. What message can we get for pile 2? Oh, I love that. It's I create. Okay, you are creating the life that you wish by everything that you've been doing as of recently. So I really do feel that for you. Um, but it's like I'm noticed like she's pregnant, right? You can't force a baby to come out early just because you want it to be here, right? Like let's say that you planned for a pregnancy. Um, just because you want the baby here sooner doesn't mean that it's time, right? It needs time to develop. And so it's like everything that you've been putting in, it needs space and time to come in for you. Now we have a hidden card behind that. So let's see. Yeah, I enjoy 9 of Pentacles. Holy cow. That's independent wealth, right? Like that's receiving for everything that you've been doing. And this is what's intended for you when you allow the magic to come in and just have fun. It's like I keep feeling like, because even with the clouds, it's like just because you're not seeing it yet doesn't mean it's not there. It's almost like I'm being gravitated toward is like you can still get sunburn even when the sun isn't uh what am I trying to say? Like even when it's cloudy outside, you can actually still get sunburn. So what is the message with that? You can still get sunburn even if the sun isn't out. Oh, the believing it. So it's funny because like within that case, it's like you can choose to believe that or not believe it, but the truth is that's the reality of the situation. And just like that, your higher self wants you to know that's the reality of this situation. Believe in what you've done, have confidence in what you've done, because you've gotten yourself to a point where you're going to receive something. And I do feel like it's going to be something pretty profound and beautiful and very physical. Like it's going to be in the physical with this Nine of Pentacles. Okay, that's what I have for you, pile number 2. Oh, if this reading or if this case study really helped you, I encourage you to donate to my PayPal or Venmo account located in the description box. I really appreciate your support and thank you. Hello, pile number 3. Release, trust your instincts, and freedom. This is so funny. What I'm already seeing with this, hold on. I'm seeing this very fiery inner child, okay? That's just like, I am so tired of keeping these emotions in. It is time to release. I don't care what anyone says. I just don't care. And it's like this, but it's interesting because it's like I feel like your inner child is wanting you to be like to express yourself in this way, to accept yourself in this way. Like this is how we feel. Can we please just let that out? You know, once it comes out of us, once we speak it, once we create from it, um, we can then choose to alchemize it. But it's almost like, but you're hiding it, not letting it come out. And your inner child is just like, please, please, let's do this. It's just really funny because it's funny. It's, I guess it's a little sad too, because I feel like your inner child is begging, like begging you to release whatever this is and to know there's wisdom. That's where it's there. There's wisdom within this release. Okay, there's something very beautiful, I think, that's going to come out of this. And again, I do feel just coming off of that beginning message, like it's about channeling it in a positive way for you. And doing so is going to bring you some wisdom. In this case, I'm feeling like it's going to bring you relief. Like it will genuinely bring you relief from whatever. Maybe it's a nervous system activation, but I just kind of feel like a lot of tension and tightness. And I feel like this is because you're not able to let it out and to just release it wherever it wants to go. All right, let's see. Let's see. Okay, hold on one second. Something, I'm being pulled to your childhood. Just the only thing though, it's interesting because the other piles, I feel like there was more depth with going into the childhood, okay? But for you, it's just about that you weren't able to release in your childhood. Okay, so I don't know if, your parents may have taught you, by the way, they only knew what they knew, thinking it was in your best interest, okay? I'm not trying to make anybody a bad guy here. but the influence of the whatever the family growing up around you was that didn't think that it was good to release emotions. Like if you're angry, to let the anger out. Um, I think in part that is kind of true, but I think for you, it required that you needed to learn how to then channel it. Like it needs to come out of you, but it needs to come out of you in a way that it benefits, right? Where it's not creating chaos. Um, so I think your parents or whoever these people were, um, again, they were trying to bring calm, but just didn't really understand that in order to get you calm, you had to release this. So it wasn't about stopping the anger, it was about channeling it in a way that felt um, in alignment with you. Okay, I'm being shown my childhood now. And to give you an example of something that I'm referring to, when I would get angry, um, I loved softball, so I would practice softball. Okay, that's how I took out my emotions, and it wasn't just anger. That's how I took a lot of my emotions or channeled my emotions. But I would I throw a ball against a barn, so I didn't even involve anyone else, but I just wanted to practice throwing, right? So I would angrily, sometimes while crying, right, throw the ball against the barn. So this is what I mean about having this tool that allows this release. It does almost feel like a rage, okay? Like this powerful, like I just need to, it's almost like I just want to scream and roar. And I almost feel like maybe that is a tool for you, okay? Um, I would say, but for me personally, it's like, scream into a pillow so you're not scaring everyone around you necessarily, if that's what you want to do, or like go scream in a forest where it's like the nature, that's an interesting way of saying it, where nature can kind of absorb and neutralize that emotion, neutralize and ground that energy. Okay. All right. Let's get into which is pile number 3. What does their inner child want? I'm feeling what wants to be acknowledged. What wants to be acknowledged? My pile number 3's inner child. Yeah. Okay. Recovery. So, but I am seeing this key, and I feel like the key is finding that release for you, finding that healthy release, because your inner child is asking, like begging for you to get this energy out of you. And the key is finding the best way or solution to do that. And whatever that is, it's going to allow you to recover. I'm almost getting the sense now that you kind of already have something in mind, but maybe you just thought it was silly or nonsensical. I'm seeing somebody writing and journaling. So that's super interesting because I'm not sure. I almost want to try that when I get angry to see if that would work, because I'm not sure if it would. I've never experienced it that way. I guess that's not true. I guess I have. I just forgot that does actually help alleviate the pressure of that anger. It's almost like it allows the volcano to erupt. And it also allows you to see things clearly, right? When you have that anger within you, it's really hard to see clearly because everything's chaotic. The energy itself is chaotic. All right. See, and I'm also noticing like all this energy coming out of him. That is the key for you, is to get it out. This is very important for this pile. And it does feel, again, like when I was saying I was feeling you roaring, this does feel, the journaling is true, right? That is actually your expression because you're writing it out. But I do think in part there is this actually letting out like a roar, and maybe combining that with writing. Or it could be two separate people. Really, utilize whatever feels good, right, and true for you, right? All right, let's see what message your higher self wants you to know right now. What does pile number 3's higher self, what do they want them to know right now? What does pile 3's higher self want them to know right now? Okay, what do they want them to acknowledge? I'm seeing that this feels like that there's fulfillment, immense fulfillment in releasing the emotions. Like I'm seeing all of this water kind of pouring out. And this person saying, I rejoice. Like this is going to be a huge burden and release off of you. Okay. Like I feel like a heavy weight. This 8 of Pentacles, I dedicate. I am getting this sense of, if it is indeed writing like I saw earlier, I feel like there's going to be something like this is going to create something for you. You're going to master it. So if it is painting, because he is literally painting. So I would also say that, like, if you are angry and you are someone who likes to paint or is even interested in that or drawing, this kind of confirms this is what your higher self is guiding you towards. And I almost again am feeling like this may turn into a way of receiving material resources. And it's interesting because it's basically by you allowing your inner child to play, right? Yeah, that's what, so with the justice, that's kind of what I'm seeing here, is like almost like you're going to receive I know it sounds weird, but it's like you're going to receive an award for how you choose to release your inner child's emotions. Okay. And then we have, I'm not like, wow. Okay. And then we have the Magician. Okay, which is about manifesting. So I really, bringing something into fruition, this almost magic, it feels like. So I do feel like this is why your inner child is begging you to release this, because this is going to be extremely powerful for you. And it seems like it's not just for your emotional well-being. This is actually almost giving me, I was looking for it because I was like, this is giving me a sense of like, this is your direction. Like this is your soul's direction. So I'm noticing it in a couple of pictures. When for me, the path or direction, that's what this guy reminds me of, right? The star, the compass. And I'm kind of seeing it through this hole right here, that same type of shape. And even though this is the sun, I'm seeing that here too. So I do feel like this is a profound journey for your soul, that it's that you're asking to or that's asking to be stepped into, rather. 33 was on the clock when I said that. So all right, my friends, if this resonated for you and you felt some relief from this, I would highly recommend that you go to my PayPal or Venmo account and donate any amount in support of me, and just gratitude for the energy that I'm putting out here. I sincerely appreciate your support, and I really hope this helps.